Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Rhea Ripley is set to enter her 6th Wrestlemania, and the Women's World Championship is on the line. Mammy recently made a bombshell statement ahead of the show in Las Vegas, and it could come as a surprise to many. Wrestlemania is the biggest destination for a performer in the Stanford-based promotion, as not everyone can compete at the event, let alone win championships at the grandest stage of them all in their careers. Luckily, Rhea Ripley has achieved the feat on different occasions, and her passion for the industry has only grown. In an interview with the Toronto Sun, the host mentioned how Tiffany Stratton was nervous entering her first Wrestlemania against Charlotte Flair and asked Rhea Ripley if she feels the same way when she's set to compete at the Showcase of the Immortals. Mommy made a bombshell statement on what a performer should feel when they're set to compete at the grandest stage of them all. She expressed that nervousness is a part of the game, and anyone who doesn't feel the pressure shouldn't be in it or quit the business if they don't have the passion. Earlier this year, Rhea Ripley captured her second Women's World Championship when she defeated Liv Morgan. Unfortunately, Mommy took her eyes off the prize when she defended the title against Io Sky and lost. In the coming weeks, the 28-year-old became persistent and refused to let anyone get an opportunity before her. After weeks of interfering and bickering against Io Sky and Bianca Belair, Adam Pearce came up with a solution. After Belair officiated a title rematch between Ripley and Io and declared it a double DQ, a triple threat match was announced for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 41. Akansh is a WWE news writer in Sportskeeda. After getting hooked on professional wrestling in 2008 watching WWE and TNA, he found himself admiring the work ethic and passion of the wrestlers for their craft, the business, and the industry as a whole. With a postgraduate degree in writing and currently pursuing a master's degree in communication, Akansh's knack for writing and love of pro wrestling eventually led him to SK 7 years ago, before he found a permanent place in the division in 2021, initially writing SEO content and transitioning to news in April 2022. He is committed to producing detailed, factual, and unbiased reports free of opinion, which will resonate with both long-term and newer fans. When not writing about pro wrestling, Akansh is engaged in the dynamic worlds of pop culture, anime, and Fortnite. In a moment that sent shockwaves through the WWE universe, Rhea Ripley, the reigning Women's World Champion and one of the most dominant forces in modern professional wrestling, has publicly stated that she is considering stepping away from the business. The declaration, which came during an emotionally raw and unscripted backstage interview with WWE Digital, aired just 5 days before WrestleMania 41, set for Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. With the stadium lights nearly ready to ignite and millions watching around the globe, this revelation has cast a long, uncertain shadow over one of the most anticipated matches on the card. Ripley versus Becky Lynch, round II. "I think it's time to quit the business," Ripley said quietly, almost as if she didn't want to hear the words herself. "Not because I don't love it. I do. God, I love this. But sometimes love isn't enough." The comment came after what was supposed to be a routine hype interview ahead of WrestleMania. Instead, Ripley, wearing all black, her iconic jet black hair tied back in a no-nonsense bun, leaned forward in her chair, eyes tired, voice steady but somber. "You give everything to this business. Your body, your mind, your time. And somewhere along the way, you start to forget who you were before it." The wrestling world has long known that the road to WrestleMania is grueling, both physically and emotionally. For Ripley, the past 18 months have been a whirlwind. After ascending to the top of WWE's women's division, holding the Women's World Championship for over a year, and leading Judgment Day alongside Finn Balor and Damian Priest, Ripley has become a cornerstone of WWE programming. Insiders have reported that Ripley has been dealing with lingering injuries, including a nagging shoulder issue and chronic knee pain that have worsened over time. While she's never publicly acknowledged them, those close to her say she's been pushing through pain for nearly a year. But perhaps more significant than the physical toll is the mental one. "She's always been a warrior," said an anonymous WWE producer. "But even warriors burn out. I think Rhea's finally confronting the wear and tear we all pretend isn't there." Ripley's match against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 41 is meant to be a career-defining moment. The rivalry has become one of the most intense and personal in years. Their previous encounters were split down the middle, one win each, making this rubber match not just a matter of championship gold, but of legacy. Now, with Ripley's sudden bombshell, there's a chilling possibility. This might be her final match. "I'm not saying I won't show up on Sunday," Ripley clarified, "but I'm saying that after Sunday, I may not be back." Her words echo similar sentiments made by wrestling legends in years past, from Trish Stratus to Shawn Michaels, performers who gave everything to the squared circle before realizing it was time to step away. "I've done more than I ever dreamed," Ripley continued. "Main evented WrestleMania, held titles on every brand, dominated the division. But what's the point if I don't recognize the person in the mirror anymore?" Within minutes of the interview's release, #ThankYourHe began trending on X, formerly Twitter, with thousands of fans expressing shock, gratitude, and heartbreak. "She's the reason I started watching wrestling again," wrote user at WrestleGirl97. "If this is her goodbye, then I'm honored I got to witness her run." Another fan posted a montage of Ripley's greatest moments, from her NXT UK Championship reign to her show-stealing match against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 36, with the caption, "Rhea Ripley carried an entire generation of fans on her back. Don't forget it." WWE has remained tight-lipped about Ripley's statement. There's been no official announcement, no pulled match from the card. In fact, sources indicate that WWE Creative is moving ahead as if the match will proceed. If Ripley does walk away after WrestleMania 41, it would mark one of the most stunning departures in recent memory. Not since CM Punk's abrupt exit in 2014 has a superstar left the business at the peak of their powers. There's also speculation that her statement could be part of a larger angle, though industry veterans believe this is real. "This doesn't feel like a work," said WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley on his podcast Hardcore Truths. "This feels like a woman who's bearing her soul, and we'd be foolish not to listen." Whatever Ripley decides, her legacy is already cemented. She broke barriers from day one. The first ever NXT UK Women's Champion. The first woman to go from NXT to WrestleMania as champion. A Judgment Day centerpiece in a male-dominated faction. She shattered stereotypes with her look, her power-based style, and her unfiltered authenticity. "She made it cool to be different," said Liv Morgan in a recent interview. "Rhea didn't fit the mold, and that's exactly why we all followed her." If Sunday is her final match, it will be more than just a title defense. It will be a farewell to one of the most defining stars of the modern era. As the WrestleMania lights come on this weekend, fans will watch with a different lens. Every step Rhea Ripley takes, every move, every look, may carry the weight of goodbye. "I need to choose myself, for once," Ripley said softly at the end of the interview. "For years I chose the business. Now maybe it's time to see who I am without it." No matter what happens Sunday night, one thing is certain. Rhea Ripley's impact on professional wrestling will echo for generations.